Hey guys, Mike Ike MTG coming back at you with another Magic the Gathering Arena video. In today's video, we are going to try to push up to Diamond level in Standard rank. If we go ahead and check out the rank, I've been playing offline a little bit, and I also did some videos that I didn't think were my best work, so I kind of deleted them, and we've been working on the sealed stuff. And so you guys have been seeing that, so we're just going to get back to our roots and do some standard grind. We have grinded, or ground, however you want to say it, up to Platinum Tier 3. Our goal is to get to Diamond. If you look, we've got 15 hours to do that. So if we could just kind of put our nose to the grindstone, so to speak, and just grind this out, I think we can get there. Obviously, we're not going to do a 15-hour long video here. We're just going to play some games in this episode, and then I'm probably going to record a few more episodes where we're just still trying to push for this Diamond. I would really like to get to Diamond. Yeah, it's just an extra pack, right? It's all the difference is, but who cares, right? It gives us a goal. I will go over the deck in an upcoming video, but we did make this white, black, and it says green, but there's really, the card in there is never going to be played as green. But this is a deck that I use kind of on my main as well, and we'll go through this and why I think it's a decent deck. I was looking for a back, man. We don't have any good backs. Missed out on all the good backs, so we'll just stick to that. But yeah, that deck is the deck we've been using, and we've been having a lot of success with it. So let's jump in and just see how many standard rank games we can get wins on here. A lot of times in standard, the way these games go right now, they either go relatively quick, or you end up playing against a black stall deck or a red stall deck. Now, stall decks, guys, I'm talking about the decks that are all about, like, they don't play creatures, they play, like, planeswalkers, and, you know, if they do play creatures, there's stuff that, like, gives you treasure tokens and stuff. It's not, they're basically just stalling until they can either beat you because they have answers to anything you could possibly do on the board, and they usually will have, like, the black iterations will have, like, Loth and Sorin and other nasties out there that you can't deal with because they have all the answers. They're all decks that run Learn right now. I am looking forward to next year at this time with that set, Strixhaven. As much as I like a lot of the Strixhaven set, I'm looking forward to that set rotating out, because that'll actually get a lot of those type decks, because they all kind of revolve around that Learn mechanic to help them stall. I mean, it lets them play a bunch of cards and then have answers outside of the game. I kind of wanted to play this right now, but I think we're just going to hold on. See if my opponent gets anything too nasty. So this is the green card in the deck I was talking about, guys. Never play it as Blex. I always play it Search for Blex. We have a lot of life gain in this deck. So, the drawback on that card, which is where you give up life, look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you'll put any number of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. You lose 3 life for each card you put in your hand this way. It just lets us get through the deck and find answers. Drawing 5 and picking as many as you want is really good. Alright. I'm trying to think of what my opponent could have right now. He kept looking at my cards, but he only has a 1/1 out, so I'm like usually if he was playing snow covered lands, you might say, oh, does he have a Wizard Brawl? So he's got a Rabbit Bite. Not like super worried about that card. Alright, so originally we were thinking we were going to go with this, but now I think we go with this for now. Keep the pressure on with this card. Next turn we get this out, we'll gain life off of that. And we have a feed the swarm for anything nasty he drops out. I can already tell I'm like not gonna sit here and say we will definitely not lose to this deck, but I can already tell that this is a very underpowered deck that my opponent's playing. Right? And he's looking, but he's only got 1 mana available, so I don't think. Alright, color me confused is how. Oh, because of that second one. Alright. That's fine. I hate when the game does that, right? We're gonna play this and look, it wants to use a white. Why? I clearly have 2 white cards I can play. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay, we'll use that to ramp. I don't care about that. Get some life back. We've got another 4/4. And, you know, next turn we can go search for a couple cards. He's playing mono green. Mono green's good colored, but it's, okay, what's he gonna rapid bite another one of my 1/1s? Like, there's gotta be an end game here, right? There's gotta be some higher power green cards that he's got. Devouring Tendrils and a Rabbit Bite and deal with both of them? I don't. We're just gonna keep holding on to this until he gets our life total up a little bit. Because I don't want him to just drop down like a 4 clicks, right? With trample and haste and just our life be low because we've done something and just get totally stomped. Plus we'll get life gain off of this, which will let us draw a card off of this. We'll keep pressure on. He might have one of those cards where, like, what's the one? It gives you +4/+4. Sure, if he wants to do that and trade, I'll trade, right? Okay. Got another one? Okay, sure. It's fine. Get another card. Here we go. We're just gaining life. Our opponent is just stalling out. White here. Go this. Gain life off of that. That'll get a +1/+1 counter. Okay. Which will trigger this, which will let us go get another card. We could do this right now, but why when we get a free card off of that? Attack with this. If he kills it with something again, that's completely fine. I mean, he obviously has an instant, right? Vanishing Verse. Now we've got an answer to pretty much whatever he plays. I gotta imagine he's got some bigger creatures that he doesn't play, but... Alright. We're actually just gonna go Cleric class now. This. He can block, we don't actually care if this card dies, because it'll trigger this and this. And if it dies, it's probably going to be, again, he's got another, like, bull strength or something, which is fine. Like, he's got 2 cards, we want him to use that. Yeah. We're not upset about that. Put it on the flyer. There we go. Alright. That should be game. Yeah. Put that on him. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I guess his endgame is getting those big stomping creatures out, but there's just much better way to play green. Mono green. Especially, there's absolutely no reason if you're playing, honestly, green in general. There's no reason not to play Snowlands and play Blizzard's Brawl. It's just that good of a card. Especially when you're gonna play inferior things like Rabbit Bite. Like, Rabbit Bite in itself isn't bad, but there's just cards that do what Rabbit Bite does, but do it a lot better. Blizzard Brawl is one of them, because not only does it give your creature +1 if you have, as long as you have the 3 Snowland permanents out, giving that your creature +1 and making it indestructible for the turn, kind of lets you do a 2-for-1 with that. Because you can kill something with it, and something with higher toughness, 1 higher toughness, and then you can swing. Which actually is a big deal. Because unless your opponent has something that has higher toughness than your attack power now, you're indestructible for the turn, so it's not like they can block you to kill you. Literally never seen somebody play this card, so that's interesting. But I'll guarantee you this guy has Blizzard Brawl. Now, even if you don't want to play Blizzard's Brawl, or actually in the 1 green white deck I play, I've run 4 Blizzard's Brawls, and then instead of Rabbit Bite, there's still Devouring Tendril that does the same exact thing Rabbit Bite does, except if you kill the thing that you're going to do, and you're never going to use Rabbit Bite unless you're killing, right? We're going to just put on to our advantage here. Okay. I don't know why this isn't triggering. There it goes. Pay 1 each. You heal 2 life off a Rabbit Bite, so Rabbit Bite is just better. Waiting for my opponent to play something, right? Hopefully it's monocolored. Okay. Get rid of that. Go. Another card. We can go Ink Master next. we're okay with that. There we go. So I said, guys, a lot of times these games go pretty easy. We are late in the season, so all of the guys, not all of them, I have seen surprisingly a couple decks, which is when you run into one of them, you're like, what on earth? Maybe there's somebody just like me who's kind of either just new this month, and just we're waiting to build up the card profile to be able to play these games or whatnot. But at the most part, guys, the guys running the good decks, the net decks are in Mythic or in Diamond, right? At this point, this late in the season, so most of the decks we're going to run into are, either home-built decks, which are cool. Those are definitely what I enjoy playing. We're just honestly bad players, guys that aren't playing well. And this deck I can win games in Diamond. Now, when I run into certain decks, like specifically the real powerhouse net decks, the black and the red, red-blue decks, I struggle against those. I can beat mono white. I can beat mono green with this deck. Not like every time, but I can at least trade 50-50s with those decks. Alright, so this might actually be one of those mono white decks. Really need a swamp here. Oh, not. Okay, never mind. Not what I thought it was at all. Alright, struggling because we need a swamp. If we get a swamp, we'll be alright. If we don't get a swamp quickly, we're gonna be in trouble. Okay. Essentially, we need to draw a swamp here. This is going to spiral. Okay. Got the swamp. Go like this. Go like this. Got 2 answer cards in our hand now. Also got this guy. Still could definitely use another swamp. He can't level that up. Does it have first strike? Yeah, okay. Sure, discard this. Okay. Go. Power word. Kill there. Okay. It's not really a card you run unless you're doing something good here, so. Swing, we'll hold him back as a blocker. Okay. Oh, that was dumb. That was definitely a mistake on my part. That was a huge mistake on my part. Okay, we'll definitely block there. Okay. That's a good card to see. So let's do this the right way. Swing with all our guys first. Ah, man, if we had messed up with our cleric, he would still be on the board too. Cleric's class would be nice to draw into here. Or even another Blex, right? Ah, there you go. That was a misplay, obviously. Me forgetting that first strike with Death Touch is going to kill me. I probably should have lost that game because of that. But ended up honestly getting lucky with the draws, right? Getting the Meat Hood Massacre really turned that around for me. Let me get the damage in on my opponent and then wipe the board. It was a bit of a misplay by my opponent sending everything there, like me block with the 2/3 to kill the 1 and then gain life off of that. Got it back. I just don't know where we got the back from. Just want to open it up. Let's go. Keep plugging away here, guys. We did just get up into Platinum 2, which means if we can go on a, what is it, 6 to get a level up? It's either 5 or 6. So if we can go on either a 10 or 12 run, we'll be a diamond. Not a bad start again. This time we're not screwed. We have one of each. These can play off of each other. She's actually good to start with too. But I think we just start with this Gravy Chain, or maybe we go boom. It's a really good first card to draw into. So it lets us get something out on the board that's useful. Can't stand these bats just flapping the whole time. Alright, green, white. Again, green. Interesting. Okay. I guess that's, maybe he's got abilities, playing stuff that'll turn stuff into, lands into stuff. Yeah, interesting. We'll go black here. We'll get this out. We could go this. Protection from vampires. She's a vamp, okay. Does it have ward? Doesn't. Rune of Might. I don't know what to make of what my opponent's playing right now. Okay. he's got plenty of mana to get something big on the board. Okay. I mean, we're not really worried about any of that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I went with that. That's actually a pretty good call. Ranger class. Well, that's unfortunate for my opponent. Swing with everything here. If he wants to block, that's fine. Get life gain off of that. And then we could go search for an answer with this card now. Okay. Life gain. That's a thing. But that doesn't stop me from just swinging? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Sometimes opponents are like, good game to bait you into like not taking your turn correctly. It is 6. So we need 12 wins. So we weren't going to do that. That was a mistake by him swinging. I get what he thought there. He's like, oh, the 8's going to be perfect. So it looks like his whole deck is kind of built around that one card he played. Just getting a bunch of spirits out. Spirits or auras. Just curious to see those auras basically just getting wasted, though. Like, yeah, I guess he's cycling to draw cards. But, you know, unless you have some way to bring those lands into the fold, it's kind of just wasted. So far, guys, we are 3-0 this episode, and you guys are kind of seeing why I built this deck and how it works. It's all clerics. Every creature in this deck is a cleric, except for... Get these mixed up, which ones to do first, but I think getting a creature on the board's the right call. Everything's in the cleric except for the Warlock Inkmaster, which I think I have 2 of in here. And it's all about life gain and, you know, really just beating down people with clerics, to be honest. Alright. So snow cover, which means this guy is definitely running Blizzard Brawl. And probably snow, so we'll have to be careful. So it's probably going to be a slightly better deck. It definitely has an instance that he can play, so a 1-costed instant that he can play tells me he definitely has a Blizzard Brawl in hand right now. So we'll just have to be mindful of that moving forward. I don't mind if he wants to waste a Blizzard Brawl on the Lunarch Veteran. I'd be okay with that. I would be okay if he wants to waste a Blizzard Brawl on the Null Priest as well. Okay. Don't know what my opponent's doing there. I could swing with this and see if he's willing to trade, and probably would be okay with that. But I'm actually surprised to see green-black life gain. I mean, I used to run a green-black life gain deck, so there is stuff you can do with this. But I think white-green and white-black run that do the same thing the green-black deck wants to do, but better. So I'm kind of curious as to see what my opponent's really got going on here. Okay. Scuttle Swarm thing. Alright, you can have to be careful with the Scuttle Swarm thing, because that can get out of hand pretty quick if you're not careful. I think we go Cleric's class here. And then we actually feed the Swarm on this, because that can get out of hand quick when people play that, so. We're okay with that. He's got a Blizzard Brawl if he wants to use it. Again, completely fine with him trading a Blizzard Brawl for the Null Priest, because the Blizzard Brawl is a card I worry about later, especially when I get like this guy out, right? I'm missing the white mana to do that right now, but you know, once this guy gets up and going, he can be a real pain in the butt to fight, but he is vulnerable early on. Next turn, depending on what he plays on his turn, we either go Swamp and throw him out, or we go Swamp and then upgrade this. And then obviously if we get a different card that makes more sense, we do that instead, but right now that's kind of where we're at. Hoping to draw into a Plains. If we draw into a Plains, we actually probably just go with Voice of the Blessed. Interesting. Okay. That is okay. I know what I just said. Yeah. We get this out and get this going. So his role is to go wide now. That's what he's gonna do. Is just get this out, gain life when it comes into play. Yeah. You can see there it goes. Now he's got. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Vanishing Verse is a nice card to see here. Let us deal. As crazy as it sounds, I think I want to deal with this instead. We can deal with this. I'm slightly worried about a Blizzard Brawl. We know he has one, so he could use it on this. So we're actually gonna swing. He'll still be able to use it on that, but the nice thing is if he does Blizzard Brawl, we can get back our creature. I probably should have just done this, but if I'd done that, he's just gonna bring it back next turn, right? And yeah, it'll be a 1/1, but I'll let him go get another land. Oh no, he won't exile. Alright, so we got a 6/6 flyer. He's gonna Blizzard Brawl the Voice of the Blessed with the Spirit, as he should. And then maybe make a copy of the Spirit. Which would kind of suck for me. This is the first deck we've run into where it's been pretty interesting. I might have misplayed that by not getting rid of the Spirit. Village Rites. Okay. So he didn't have a Blizzard Brawl. The whole time I was assuming he had a Blizzard Brawl. This is what he had. Hopefully he didn't just draw into one. Okay. doesn't have answers to this. He can double block that if he wants. Big turn there for us. We want to get him as far out of range as we can. We're going to auto pay that to get our card. There we go. Now we got a 10-10 flyer. I mean, he is running black, so he could always have straight up removal, but I think we would have seen it by now. Unless he just drew into it. Blizzard Brawl no longer handles the Voice of the Blessed. And if we can get 2 more +1/+1 counters on him, which we do, if we get to our turn, he will go up to indestructible. And once he's indestructible, black, green, they have answer. They only have 2 answers. The answers are a Massacre, and he'd have to have the mana to play it, which he doesn't, and then Bleed Dry, which out of Limited, Bleed Dry isn't a super great kill spell because of its cost of 4. Yeah, it is unconditional, right? Doesn't matter if a creature's indestructible or not, it handles it. But, you know, so what? There's no reason for us to block here. He could have like a trick up his sleeve. We're not going to let him get to that trick. We're going to go like this. Get that. Go there. We've got a 12/12 indestructible flyer coming out of his face now. Okay. This could be one of those salty guys that's just gonna let the... Cool! There we go, guys. 4-0 in this episode. Like I said, really like this deck. I think the beginning of the next episode we'll actually do a little deck dive. We'll dive into that deck and see, you know, I'll go through the cards and tell you why I'm playing them. And, you know, just let you see what I'm running. I think right now, this is in no way, guys, a Mythic deck. Like, you're not going to get up into Mythic level with this deck, okay? You can definitely grind up into Diamond with this deck. And you can play in Diamond, but you're going to lose more games than you're going to win in Diamond with this deck. Maybe there's a slight tweak somebody can make to it and takes it to that next level, but, you know, this is a Diamond tier deck is really what it is. But we will go through that. That's kind of where I'm at right now in this game. I really don't like playing the same net deck everybody else plays. That gets boring to me. It's not really at that point a game of skill. Like, yeah, there's skill. You can make misplays, and I'm certainly still very capable of making game-losing misplays, as you've seen in some of these episodes. But, so there is slight skill, and I guess at that level, when you're playing the same type of net deck, net deck versus net deck versus net deck, every little mistake really counts. But for the most part, those games come down to who draws the better cards, which kind of sounds weird. It's like, oh, here comes your... But not really, because the skillful part of this game, when you're not playing a net deck, is actually putting together a good deck that works. That's not net, you know. The skill is in building it. Yeah, you could say, oh, it always comes down to the cards you draw. Yeah, sure. But I built that deck, right? I built put every card into that deck for a specific reason. So if my deck's working the way it's supposed to be and I'm drawing cards that are useful to me, sure, right? Where in that deck, you've just looked at somebody else's deck and you've put it together, and so when you win, basically because you draw better cards, it's not, you didn't win because of really any type of skill. You won because you went on the internet, found what the best of the best are playing, copied that, and you just outdrew your opponent, which to me isn't fun, which is why I actually really have been enjoying Limited, because at least Limited, like, yeah, you're still kind of at the mercy of RNG with the packs, but at least you're, at least you're building your own thing there. But with that, guys, I'm going to call this episode complete. Come back for the next episode. I'm going to record that probably back to back to back until we get up to Diamond. So if you want to see that, just come watch this next episode. And like I said in the beginning of it, we'll probably do a little deck breakdown. Or maybe we'll wait until the end. Maybe I'll just wait until the end to do that deck breakdown once we get to Diamond. Kind of use that as our... Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll wait till we get to Diamond to break that deck down, just so we can be like, oh, this is what we use, and kind of our reward for getting to Diamond level. So with that, guys, I really appreciate you guys spending time watching my videos. If you give me a like, and subscribe to my channel. I am getting a few views, but, obviously we're still putting in the early grind, the early work to get this channel up and going. But, I mean, if you do take the time to watch one of my videos, guys, and if you, slightly enjoyed it, please just subscribe. I think right now I'm at the point where people will watch a video, but see I have, 3 subscribers, and decide not to subscribe. I know a lot of guys struggle with getting subscriptions. You hear all the big guys say, oh, only 25% of our viewers are subscribed. Awesome for the big channels. They still have a big following. Right now, I need any subscription that I can get to help me get this channel up and going. And I think once it starts to kind of snowball, should snowball, hopefully, to us getting more and more people watching it. But anyway, guys, if you took the time to watch this video to the end, I really, really appreciate it. And I'm always looking for comments and feedback, things I can do better. And with that, guys, it's been Mike Ike MTG. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.